let's talk about like the modern versus
Girls don't know how to cook no more, and
the
that's a
back
fact.
in the day
Girls don't know how to cook no more,
woman.
and that's a
And again, we're
fact.
gonna talk about women because
The
that
maj-
would be
yeah, yeah.
my
Our point of from our point of view.
from a man's point of
I said it
view.
twice, and I'll say it again one
Um,
more time. Women don't know how to cook no more, and that's a fact.
they don't know how to cook no more, or they weren't taught to cook,
To be fair, I feel like they weren't taught, or
or
they
that
didn't accept the
brought up
teaching.
in a society that says, "Hey, you don't have to cook no more. You don't have to be doing this and this for blah blah blah." And
Listen, I'll be honest with you.
well, I mean,
There's an old saying, old school saying, the fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
sure is.
And that's how my wife got me, 1000%. She started cooking for me. It was a wrap. I thought everything else was beautiful. She started cooking. That's what. And to this day, she'll cook for me. I even told her I told her like a week, 2 weeks ago. I was like, bro, I know our situation, but like I really enjoy it if you start cooking more. And
Yeah.
she was like, okay, cool. And like these days, I don't see that being a thing no more. I don't see it being like not necessarily
But you
something
don't see
that.
her cooking for you
No, no, I'm
anymore.
saying like I'm sorry, I didn't really do
Oh,
that transition well. I mean, I don't see, or at least I don't hear, see whatever
I'm
young
sorry.
women being taught how to cook anymore. Like for instance, something small, cooking biscuits from scratch.
Boy, I mean,
Something small. That's something small. Cooking biscuits from
how about
scratch.
this one? How to fry an egg.
Crazy.
I'm gonna
That's
tell you
crazy
right now.
basic. That's
I'm gonna tell
crazy
you
basic.
right now. Let
Crazy.
me say this, and again, not trying to take sides or say
No, no,
whatever,
no.
whatever,
Yeah,
right? Because I know it's gonna get controversial. This is the internet
yeah,
or YouTube, whatever.
yeah.
And just my opinion. Okay,
Sure.
simple,
Simple Catholic man. Everybody. He's a simple. Hey,
simple guy,
he's a simple guy, man. You
but
know.
not a simp. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, I guess what they call nowadays a simp.
Simp. Yeah, yeah.
I
That's the
am
thing. That's the big
definitely
thing.
the opposite of that. If you can't cook an egg or some rice,
Yeah, rice be killing them.
good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. Good luck.
Hey, calm down, bro. You said good luck. Hey.
You may find a simp. I'm sure you'll find a simp.
Dime a dozen out here in these streets. Dime a dozen.
But if you're looking for a man that wants to be in his real man energy, alpha male, I'm talking lion, okay? I'm pretty sure he's going to go with the girl that can cook steaks,
yeah,
enchiladas,
if he's
hook it
taking
up
the
with some
time to hunt
tamales,
it down, kill it,
whatever
and
it
drag
is.
it home to you, the least you could do is dress that thing and cook it. Like I'm not even trying to be no type of way, but that's real. That's real, and you know,
Just a simple caveman, I guess.
yeah, straight up, that's real. Like yo, bringing it to modern day.
So we're gonna piss some people off with that, and if I piss you off, then oh well. But I'm pretty sure everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean,
rather us than you go out there to the world and somebody disrespect you in a way that you can't handle. I mean, life hits harder than anybody.
I mean, I don't know. And then I mean, I know some people that are like, I know some women that are doing the same shit, the same stuff.
What you mean by the same stuff?
Like, okay, you want to be on the club. Hey, she belongs to the streets. Okay, but then you're complaining because you haven't found love and oh, I wish I could have a husband, or I wish somebody would dedicate this time to me, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I'm like sick and tired of hearing about it, man.
Yeah. I get that.
Because you're doing the same thing. It's like you're putting yourself in that situation, and then you got the nerve to complain. I don't want to hear you complain.
Well, that's what the same thing we were saying before. Like you dating the same type of people, getting the same type of product, and then you get mad about that product.
Exactly, and like you're trying to find a husband in a nightclub, like.
Yeah. I mean,
I've been there. I'm sorry. If I'm going to a nightclub as a single guy, let's all be honest. most men have the same thing on their mind, and it's that one thing, and I ain't gonna wife you up.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Hey, when you out there
Let me
hunting,
know in the comments. I mean, if you're going to the club and you're looking for a wife, good luck, because I don't know how
yeah,
long that marriage is gonna last, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some infidelity, and you know,
in a club, you get what you get. I mean, everybody. Hey, look, we're all
not saying it can't happen.
and we're all adults. Let's just bring
Very rare
we're all adults.
that's gonna happen, and you're gonna have
It's-
two responsible people type. But if you're drunk, wasted,
everybody's
or-
there for a good time. Let's start there. Yeah, yeah.
if you're being sleazy, how about that? If
Yeah,
you're being
yeah,
sleazy
yeah.
and trashy, nobody's looking to wife you up. Nobody. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Listen. No,
Maybe I'm wrong.
definitely not wrong. Check it out.
But I would say 99 or 98% of men aren't looking to wife that girl up. They're looking for something else with that girl, and
everybody's looking for. If
then that's it.
Clubs, like listen, I used to be the bartender.
Pick,
Clubs,
split.
bars. Everybody's looking to have a good time. If something is born from that, okay, cool. But everybody knows the drill. When you go into a spot that night, you see somebody you like. Typically, 9 times out of 10, you're there for a good time. It is what it is. Everybody's, like I said, once again, everybody's an adult. Not mad at that. The game is the game.
No, yeah.
Everybody's played it, but it's the illusion of delusion. That's the word I'm looking for. It's the delusion of thinking that going to those venues and you're gonna find your Prince Charming or something. That's crazy. That makes like no sense.
I mean, again, it could happen. Like maybe you're celebrating a birthday party and they wanted you to come, so you're hanging out with a friend, and that's usually not your scene.
Yeah,
and then maybe same scenario over here, and then you guys just happen to chop it up, and
that's
that
one
might
of those
work.
that's
Maybe.
one of those moments where it's like, oh, I'll link up with this person after this type thing, see what may or may not happen with it. But once again, those are rare. You know what I'm saying? It's once again, it's rare.
Another thing that I can't stand that I'm seeing a lot of unladylike stuff. Unladylike shit.
What would you?
Excuse me.
What would you consider?
Is these loud ass women?
What's loud though? Let's expand on that. What's loud? What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Loud ass women, as in, like the other day I saw this situation. This dude is like roid raging, and he's like trying to kill people, and he's all loud and rah, like,
okay,
dude, hold on. Now, if I see a female act like that and act like she's all bad, or just loud in general,
it's
I'm
like
sorry,
misplaced aggression. And
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Sure.
I get you. I'm with you. Like they're just like, this is what are you doing? You look crazy. What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I guess maybe as I get older as well, because when I see even grown men act like that, I'm like, aren't you an adult? Like, why are you acting like this? Why are you? Sure, I get it. It's men, right? We're gonna chest popped up high. We're gonna be like, ready for a fight or whatever the case may be. But it's like, tone it down. Tone it down. I'm sorry, I just can't stand loud girls, especially. Again, so going back to the club scene, if I'm at a club and there's this girl being like super crazy and loud, I'm just like,
either she's wolfing or she's trying to gain attention. And
what are you doing?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But those people are weeded out real quick. Like a girl who's obviously trying to gain attention, weeded out like immediately, especially by other women that they see that girl from a mile away. Now the whole like wolfing thing, where she feels like she needs to, get in somebody's face.
What is the need for that? Please tell me if you're watching this and let me know in the comments, because maybe it's just a misunderstanding, and I don't know. I don't understand why.
Listen, if you want to stand 10 toes
clearly
down,
I don't think like a woman
in front of a, I don't care. Listen, much respect to a lot of the females in this world who do any type of martial arts or any type of physical contact sport, anything like that. Much respect. But what I will say is this: some of your peers who do not understand what physical conflict means or how what the consequences are to actually getting into a physical conflict. Or
Oh, now we're going into that.
well, I mean, because I'm saying the next step to being
Yeah.
loud and
Yeah.
boisterous and aggressive, especially to
You
just
seen
random people, the next step is actually violence, and then not understanding like violence can happen just because you're doing that.
We were talking about this the other day. The video that this
That we saw, yeah, the lady got a
dude
quote unquote
slams-
Karen, something about somebody was tailgating somebody, but woman
Stop
got
tailgating people. First of all, just stop tailgating. Just go around.
bro. It's crazy.
Just go around.
Just literally go around. You don't even have to. Just common sense applies. Let's put it like that. But lady tailgates this couple, I assume, because the gentleman got out of the passenger seat of the car. She gets in his face. She's yelling at him. In the video, you see him take a step back as there. I guess he said something, whatever he said, but he takes a step back to put some space in between them. She ends up throwing a punch, or it looked like, or at least what looked like a punch. She threw it at him.
She threw one of these.
Yeah, one of those like wide little things. He like dodged it, brushed it off, whatever. But
No,
threw a
I think
punch.
I'm pretty sure she hit him.
She
They caught him like either
Caught him
here
side of the
or
head.
he was turning to walk away, and then they got him here.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
regardless, physical contact. She initiated some violence. Not everybody's raised the same.
Ladies, stop it, please.
She got picked
acting
up and
like
she
that.
got put down. That's the way I'm gonna say it. She got picked up, she got put down, and she got left there because he got in his car and they drove away.
Listen, I don't agree with hitting a woman at all. If you're a man, you should not be hitting a woman. We are, however, I will say this. However, it is a different time. Okay, not everybody has those values like me to where I'm like, no, a man doesn't put his hands on a woman. No. But
I'm not also gonna be a victim to somebody hitting me, and then now I'm dead or something because I wasn't trying to hit a person back, and now she hit me a certain type of way, and now I'm laid out on the ground. Not happening. It will never happen. Respectfully, will never happen.
So I think the problem is, right, that the people that are the women that are doing this think in their head, oh, that's a man. He's not gonna hit me back.
I've heard other women say that too.
Times has changed
across
man.
the internet. I've heard women.
There's a line that you don't cross, and apparently that line was crossed that day. And it's unfortunate, and it happens. I hate to see it. I'm not an advocate for violence. We're not here to.
All right, everybody, just
do that,
don't put hands. Everybody
just keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
Did we miss that part of kindergarten?
I was about to say. I literally was about to say that, bro. Treat people how you would want to be treated. Like what happened to the golden rule? I don't even know if they
keep
teach
your hands
kids
to
that
yourself,
anymore.
Mister.
Like I don't even know. I don't know, man. But
little lady.
But nah, yeah, man. You know,
it's brutal, and it's brutal. And I've heard these stories before, and they're like, "Oh, this person hit this person," and I'm like, "Whoa, wait, what happened?
Why?"
And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, I got hit." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "What happened? They just hit me. And then I asked somebody else, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she hit him, or she threw something at him, or she kicked them, or she did whatever," and then the guy reacted, and I'm like,
"But that revolves back into the whole modern relationship.
Dang.
That goes into the modern view of this day and age. Equal opportunity is very much so a thing.
Yep.
In my personal opinion, Dave Chappelle had a whole skit, a whole freaking comedy special about this. Women as a whole fought, or I should say, there's leaders amongst the women, amongst women who fought for a certain thing. Now they got the product of that fight. Now they can't handle the consequences of the product of that fight. It is what it is. You got your equal opportunity. And it's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody should be able to do what they want to do. I'm completely cool with that. I have no issue with that. But my issue is this. Now that we on the same playing field, you can't complain about certain things happening because men have always worked with a certain rule set. A
man ain't gonna step to another man like that and expect nothing to happen. I'm sorry.
That's a fact.
Fact. You think if I swing at you right now, what do you think I'm gonna be like? Oh, I'm gonna swing, and then that's gonna be it. It's gonna be over. I'm gonna be like, this dude's probably gonna get up and swing back.
It's just common sense in my personal opinion.
Yeah, but
But
that's where we are.
it's where and
That's
this
where we
you
are.
know modern relationships versus getting back modern relationships versus traditional.
I think we go back. I think we should go back. I think women were acting more ladylike, and I think nowadays,
A powerful
and
woman
again,
understood her power wasn't
yes,
necessarily behind her husband, but
I think
beside him.
women nowadays, again, just my opinion,
Yeah.
a lot of them have no shame. No shame. Am I right or am I wrong? Blast me in the comments.
Hey,
Blast me in the comments.
hey, listen, we want to hear from
They're
the
probably
females on
like,
this
screw
one.
that guy.
No, seriously, no. I would love to hear from.
And we did this right here. The two, we left our wives out of this for right now, just so we could speak freely without having the female opinion
because this is just our perspective
this.
right now.
Yes,
You'll
because
get the
this is
other
what we
perspective, but
understand.
this is
We don't understand whatever.
right, unbiased. Just straight up raw, like our opinions. And honestly, to your point, my
The whole
aunt. I won't
body
even go back to
count
my
shit?
grandmother, but my aunt, like, she's a woman who not necessarily. I'm not gonna say understands her position. I'm not gonna say that. She's one of
But
those women that like that's auntie. Like that's she's Tia. She's like a power when she walks into a room, the power within her, like I don't know how to even articulate the power that like the aura is what people are saying these days, the aura that she brings into a room. That like, you know, first and foremost, she's a black woman. She holds that, like you can tell that that's a
it's a
black
person
woman.
that knows who they are.
Person who knows
Right?
that. Thank you. Like she just and she brings life to a room when she's in it.
Yeah.
Freaking. I'm almost speechless on just trying to remember and trying to articulate like just time. Like there's countless times where just her presence alone was just you knew you were gonna have a good day. That powerful like this is a like what I was saying before. This is a woman right here. Like you got to treat her with some respect, bro. Like that's not because she's my aunt, but like I've seen people.
Let me ask you
in
this
my
question.
adolescence, I've seen people react to her like that before.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Do people really act up around her?
The answer is I've seen
men.
I've seen people act up around her, but I've also seen them correct themselves too because of how she carried herself. Because they know
they're in the presence of a woman.
And her reaction, because of her reaction too, it made them correct themselves because they immediately felt like I don't want to say felt bad because I don't know how they felt, but my perception of it was they understood they messed up. Because she wasn't the one they were supposed to try like that.
All right, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase this, and take that whole scenario out of it.
Sure.
Do you talk? And I'm talking about a female. Okay.
Sure.
Do you talk to a lady and a person who is not a lady but still a female?
Sure.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I understand.
Say the term that people say because I don't like that term.
Yeah, derogatory. I get you. Yeah.
Do you talk to them the same?
I give everybody the same respect.
You treat them the same?
I give everyone the same respect off of the initial reaction, initial conversation. What I mean by that is, if I say something to you and you come off a certain type of way to me, your reaction to me, then I treat you the way you reacted to me. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. But like, if you come,
are you asking me back when I was single and I was hunting? Because that's a different answer too. Because you could tell when you're hunting.
I'm talking about your mannerism, right? Like, are you gonna? As men, we naturally curse all the time.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna be more cautious and watch your tongue in the presence of a lady versus in the presence of a non-lady? Because
I would say
me.
My same answer is kind of
absolutely.
My answer kind of stays the same because I still treat I try to treat everyone with the same amount of respect that I would give quote unquote a lady.
Mm-hmm.
I would give you that immediately off of just how I was raised. Now, once you show me that necessarily you're not from that, you're not that same cloth as a person of that standard, I will treat you accordingly to who you are.
Okay.
Not because of I want to treat you less than, but because of my own self-respect for me. Number one, you're not going to come off to me no type of way because I'm trying to be
Right.
nice to you. Now I'm a simp because I was trying to give you respect. Like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and like, I'm not going to necessarily, I'm going to give what you're giving me, period.
Okay.
I'm going to give you what, after I've treated you to the level of respect that I was raised to give a person, no matter who they were, off of my initial reaction, my initial interaction with you. That's how I was raised. That's what I do.
Right.
But once you show me that you are of a certain what's the word I'm looking for? Phrase. Once you show me you're of a certain I don't want to say maturity level, but like
Okay.
whatever, then I'm gonna treat you like that.
No, I get
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
I know exactly what
If
you're
you're
going to think back when you were single. Okay.
Easy, because the
Think
answer
back.
changes. Yeah. If
Think
I'm
back. Think back when. Hold on. Think back when you're single.
yeah.
Now think back to the most sleaziest
Yeah.
person that you were like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, she ain't late.
Yeah, man. I dance. No, and not even. This isn't
Okay.
me trying to like glorify nothing either. I danced all over.
No.
I got one specifically in my head right now. I danced all over her, bro.
Okay. Are you?
Easy.
Hold on. So think about that one. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Are you gonna really care? Let me put it in this terms. Are you gonna really care what hotel you're gonna take her to?
No.
Okay.
Now it's gonna be some regular schmegler, whatever. Yeah.
Now, if you have a lady that's presenting herself in the utmost form of
and once again, no disrespect,
respectful, like and all that.
Yeah, I have definitely tried to. I've.
Are you gonna try and break that bank going to a hotel?
On everything I know and love, yeah. Like, you put that foot forward. Like,
Thank you.
And no disrespect. I don't want people to
So
think
that's where I'm going, right? And that's what I was trying to.
But that's literally the game, bro. If you
Yeah,
present yourself a certain type of way, you're gonna get you're gonna get that Motel 6.
Thank you.
Like, stop playing with me.
Hey, I didn't say it, don't sue us.
Yeah, you know, you're gonna get that Motel 6, but if you present yourself a certain type of way, you'll get that place that you could never get reservations at. But this dude took the time out of his day to make sure that he set that up 2-3 months in advance, and or his homie works at the spot as a server, and he made and his boy got you in there. Like, men will go out their way to make it happen for the ones that mean something. If you carry yourself like you don't care, you don't mean nothing, you're gonna get treated like that, and that's just what life is. That's real. Like, I don't even know how to like articulate that any other.
Would you? Let me hit you with another one, okay? Would you prefer to be on the dating scene now?
No.
Or
I would have much rather
stay back.
And I say this
when you were, or even before when you were dating before.
I would go back in time and go through the dating pool that I went through, and once again, transparency. I wasn't no cool kid, bro. I wasn't none of that. None of that. I was none of that. I'd rather go back in time and relive everything I relived and all the dating scene, all that stuff that I went through, than try to date right now.
Oh my God.
I would rather go back through it. I would rather, and it might sound like I'm smoking. I'd rather go back through it. I swear to you, I'd rather go back.
No, I agree. I think I would say the same thing. I think nowadays it's like, again, I don't know where we went wrong. I don't know what turn we took. I don't know what they're presenting these young girls that are being brought up, and they're looking up to this, and they're looking up to the stuff that's on TV and the artists that are putting out this stuff and whatnot. And I'm like,
that's the crazy
part.
How
can you hold yourself as a lady?
Look, I'm sure
it was what did Ludacris say? I want a lady in the streets,
yeah, and a freak in the bed. Yes, but to your point,
with that.
To your point about the music industry and the artists,
I don't want to freak the whole time.
Yeah, right.
Like,
it's a sad fact, though. It's a sad fact that a lot, and maybe this was a thing back when I was younger. I was born in '93. Throw it out there, right? So tell me if I'm wrong. Those y'all older than.
Nope, we got him going.
But like, all these women, especially. So I was telling you about the City Girls, Sexy Red, all these women, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
These women are saying all this stuff, putting all this music out, but then they in relationships on the low
Yeah, but you don't realize that they're
until it's too late.
destroying a
But-
generation that's coming up.
And because the music they putting out, they saying one thing, and then they in a whole relationship on the low. Well, not even on the low, but I'll say they in a whole relationship, and it's like, yo, your music is saying this, and then you're in a relationship. Not saying you've never been on that type of time, but I'm saying like, yo, you're putting out a certain amount, a certain type of music out to these young women who are gonna live this. Because and I'm not even excusing male artists who do the whole drill music stuff. They talk about they glorify. I'm not
Correct.
saying they talk about killing people and glorifying.
But again, this
stuff.
episode is talking from a male perspective.
Yeah. I just don't want nobody to think that I'm just being like
no.
So I understand that point of
not.
it too. But what because we're talking about this, like, yo, you putting that out there, and there's these young women out here that thinking that you're on this type of time, and they're living it literally right now because they're hearing your music. And I'm not, I'm not telling nobody to be a role model, but what I will say is when you have a platform that reaches thousands of people, forget millions, let's just go to the thousands or hundreds. When you have a platform that does that, you got to understand that in and of itself is a version of, like, let's just say it, propaganda, social responsibility, propaganda. You are a person who is spreading influence amongst the people. Understand that,
right? But it's in everybody's right to, I guess, put whatever they want.
They want on there, yeah, absolutely. I'm not taking that away.
Now you're
not taking that away.
Now you're killing again. You're killing in my opinion, not killing. You're hurting a generation of young girls that are gonna grow up thinking it's okay to be dating this one and that one and that one and that one and that one, and
to be doing
going from this one to that one to that one to now his friend to his best friend. How about this one, right? I've seen where it's like these girls are dating their friend's boyfriend now, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that's crazy.
It's like Geico, like you don't do that,
bro. I don't care what, bro.
But again, no shame.
Crazy.
There's like no shame now. They're like, oh, I don't give a shit if this was my friend's boyfriend. Like, I'm gonna.
I could never date any of my homeboys' women to this day in my life. I have never even looked at them. But it is a thing. On the other side, it's okay because we talked about it. Like,
why is it okay?
Bro code. It don't matter if he told me it was cool or not.
Yeah.
Not doing it. That is no sir, not happening. That is a part of the code.
Right.
That's just, I didn't make it up. I don't understand. But whatever.
I would say it's more of an older code though, right? I think.
Yeah.
Because I will say I think some of the females from like my wife's generation and whatnot, and maybe your wife's generation, I think they kind of held to certain standards and did followed certain rules.
Yeah. Whatever.
With guys, I think it was the same thing, but I think nowadays guys, I'm like, bro, I've seen like my son's friends, and they're like, I'm like,
weren't you just
wasn't your boy dating?
Hold on. So when
the girl that
what? Oh. Like what?
No, my son don't do it.
No, I know. Yeah,
at least I would hope not.
Nah, yeah.
At least I would hope not, because
because it's just
kind of brought him up with, hey, dude, you don't do that. It's, if that's your boy, that's the code, right? Like,
that's the code, bro. Like I said, once again, we didn't make it up.
But again, just 2 guys' opinions from right here at 4 People in a Bottle. Let us know in the comments.
Send us what you got. Please don't kill us. No, I'm playing. Send what you say. Hey, we need anything and everything. Send it to us. What you like, what you don't like.
What you want to hear. Maybe we're sleazeballs nowadays. maybe it's true. Guys ain't shit, right?
Yeah, what they say. That should be the episode. Yeah.
Guys ain't shit.